Hey everybody, it's Kyle Dine here from Equal Eats, and I am really thrilled to be joined today by Zach Marks, who is the co-founder of Kit Medical. How are you doing, Zach?
Doing very well, Carl. Thank you for having me on this.
Oh, it's a pleasure. You're doing so many amazing things, and I'm really excited to share with our community everything about Kit Medical, what you're doing, how people can help, how they can get involved. And just to remind everyone, our Equal Eats Equalizer profiles are for people just like Zach, people that are making a difference in equalizing the playing field for everybody in our free from community. And he's doing it in such an incredible, innovative way through Kit Medical. And first off, maybe you could just explain your own personal connection to food allergy.
Yeah, of course. So I was actually diagnosed with a severe nut allergy when I was about 4 years old, after accidentally having like a trace of peanut butter from my friend's toast, and I was ill for a few days. Found out that I was allergic to pretty much all nuts. And then over time, I've been tested like every 3 years or so, and most people don't know, but your allergies can change over time, and some nuts have gone up, some nuts have gone down. I'm now allergic to peas as well. Got one or two intolerances that are a lot easier to manage, but yeah, I've always carried my auto injectors on me. I also have an inhaler on me wherever I go, and I think I manage it pretty well.
Wow, for a long time now. So you have that personal connection, and is this what was the impetus of Kit Medical? What gave you the idea to start this company?
Yeah, absolutely, it was. And my sort of starting gun was being a teenager and never wanting to carry my adrenaline pens on me. It was just I think
Yeah.
everyone can relate. They are bulky. They, go out of date so often that you forget to get them again. They can be quite expensive as well, depending on where you're getting them from. And often, I mean, we're really trying to battle it, but it can be embarrassing to have them on you, and depending on how you're carrying them as well. We're really trying to tackle that stigma. So I'm a designer by trade, and during my final year at university, I did a full year-end project where I just looked into addressing the issue. And I started out redesigning an EpiPen, just like pretty much every designer who cares about allergy has done. And then
Yeah.
you find out that it doesn't solve the issue because it's still something you have to carry, and all these things. So ended up on the more service approach. Really looked at defibrillators and thought, how can we put something out there that is in the public space that the allergy sufferer is not burdened with? It's more about increasing the overall awareness, accessibility, and medication. And that was the original idea for Kit, to just have something like a defibrillator but for allergies, that stores the medication in a public place, runs on a subscription. So you've always got a cycling in-date medication, reporting of use for
Wow.
anytime anaphylaxis happens. You can collect that data and you can replenish the medication, and then a full sort of training program that's combined with the subscription. So whether Kit's in a school or some other public place like an office that might be allowed in, you've then got fully trained people on hand.
Wonderful. I love that you took the idea of, two things with design of this product and, that pain point for a lot of people, myself included when I was a teenager of carrying this around. And then the inspiration of the movement of defibrillators and those becoming more common in public spaces. So maybe you could share, like, what is Kit Medical? I don't know if you have one with you that you could show everybody, but let's put a visual to this of what it is, how it can help people, what settings it goes in. Please, yeah, share some more.
Yeah, here's one I made earlier. I mean, this is the Kit prototype. Sort of, very much mimics the defibrillator's design language. So be mounted to the wall with screws on the back here, and once it's in, it's in place in the school cafeteria, front office, somewhere super visible. And it was really important to us to design this like a Dyson or an Apple product. It's meant to look pretty. It's meant to be visually striking. This isn't your ugly green lunchbox you're hiding under the drawer. This is on site. And it says, what it is on the front. It says how to open it. Really clear instructions. We're giving staff at school these keys, and they can go on lanyards around their neck or break glass in case of emergency boxes near the kit. They'll get multiple keys per kit. They'll always have one on hand. All you do is turn it in the middle, and you can release it from the mount. There's a few issues just by schools currently having adrenaline. If they do have it, which they normally don't, it's probably out of date. It's probably in a dark cupboard in the middle of the school, and someone suffering an allergic reaction is going to go running for that. And that's the worst thing you can do when you have an allergic reaction. So we've made it very portable. The idea is to take this to the patient, and then all you need to do is lift the latch, open it, and inside is really clearly laid out adrenaline pens, 2 of each dose for all ages, of course, 300 micrograms, 150 micrograms, and then also really easy to follow, just 1, 2, 3, 4 step instructions of using adrenaline, treating anaphylaxis, and also, of course, to call an ambulance at the end of the procedure. And all of that will be sort of synced up to the software that we're providing as well. So if they do use it, they'll, send an instant report form to us, and we'll replace that medication within a week. So they've always got it in date.
Oh, unbelievable. One of those products that you see and you just think instantly, how has this not existed already? Because there's such a need out there, and you've done it in such a smart way. It's really put together the way it should be. You can tell that you went through a real design thinking process behind this to make sure it checks all the boxes. So kudos to everything that you've done on this journey so far. I'm curious, there's so much behind this, and it's so special in so many ways. And you mentioned the subscription service, which really does go above and beyond of making this very unique. Maybe you could talk a little bit more about that, of how that works, how that helps a school, everything about it.
Yeah, of course. And it has been a journey. I literally just yesterday I updated our team about page on kitmedical.com. And that shows a couple photos of the original concept that I made at uni, and then the developed prototype, and then what we did when we did a pilot phase with schools last year, where we learned and iterated, and now what we've initially launched. And originally there was no subscription, but it's made perfect sense with the fact that the medication expires every single year, or it can expire, within 6 months sometimes. We've actually got a guarantee that our supply will be 12 months minimum, so that will sync up really well with an annual subscription. And also it just means that, for a school or another public place, they pay once and they don't have to worry about it. And they're sort of covered. And that means we can provide them with year-end cover, whether that's account management. They've always got access to the training. It's not just a one-time thing. And it makes really good sense for scaling as a business, because if we have dependable subscription, we know we're always getting income, and we can build a better product and keep building as a company and reach further places.
That's wonderful. And I think just with the expiry date alone, I've seen before schools try to do something like this on their own, but it's that upkeep, it's that annual maintenance that, schools have a lot on their plate. There's a lot going on, and this is one more thing. And to actually have a company that can take care of this for them makes a complete deal of sense. So you really found a need that public places and schools have, and I love your model. It's fantastic that you take care of this for them. So you've been on this crazy journey. You're an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur, solving an incredibly big, complex problem that can help save lives. We have a whole giant community of people that I know are rooting for you and want this to be in every school everywhere. How can they help you? How can they support you? What can our community do to help make KIT Medical everywhere?
Shouts about us, spread the word. We are community focused, community led from the get-go. When we launched our pilot, we were talking to people on social media, asking them what they wanted to see from the developed product. We've engaged with schools from the start. We're working with the major charities to see what we can push in terms of legislation. We get messages all the time from people saying, I'm an allergy mom, and I'm just starting my kid in school, and how can I bring this to the school? And we say, that's great, we'll send you the pack, you can present it on behalf of us. So we want to work with people, and the best way they can do that is checking us out on the website, filling out the inquiry form, following us on our social medias. It's all just at KIT Medical, and that's KIT with 2 T's, which I have to stress. And then other than that, we are actually raising a funding round right now, so we are looking for investment, which is a current thing. And generally, we're always open to sort of growing the team in the future. So if anyone's interested in genuinely joining us, then we'd love to hear that too. Wonderful.
Anybody out there that wants to support in any way, young startups are always looking for that type of support, whether you have connections, whether you have funding, or advice or mentorship. That's fantastic. So what's your website? Where can people actually connect with you? Instagram, where else?
Yeah, so it's just www.kitmedical, KIT with 2 T's, And yeah, you see the full product there, about page, FAQs, and on social media, but it's at Kit Medical on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We've got also on our website a live recording from the pitch that we did when we won the London Mayor's Entrepreneur Award. So you can see us speaking on the problem and actually talking about it. And that can be really helpful if you do want to take us to a school as well to show them.
Wonderful. There's so much momentum going behind you right now, and I hope it just carries you forward. Thank you for your time today, Zach. It's really an honor to just speak with you, and you're very inspiring in this mission that you're taking on with your team. So keep it going. We wish you all the best, and thank you for being an equalizer for the whole Freeform community. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Kyle, as well. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks, Zach.